There's some of the familiar sounds of the Thurston County Fair. Fair Week is a special time of year for Ann Shipley, who has volunteered on the Fair Board for 27 years, making her the event's #1 mainstay. She wrote a book about the fair's history after 8 years of digging past documents. It's called Memories, the History of the Thurston County Fair. Thurston County Fair dates to 1871, and Shipley's passion shines through when you ask her about it. Shipley shared some of the entries of the late 1800s in stark contrast with today's fair that draws 30,000 visitors.
Some were the weird things that were entered in the first fairs, like an 18-foot long blackberry vine, and Captain Percival entered a bucket of cranberries, and tombstones, and pieces of boards, 2x4 boards, and so a lot of strange things. And they put things in odd categories, like they'd have a map category, but then they'd have stuffed animals with it. They had a girdle booth, and so you could go in and they clearly had a screen, and you could try on girdles and pick a girdle. And I'm thinking, let's see, if I'm going to the fair, I'm not really into buying girdles.
Shipley says before her research, which she published in 2006, there was no record of when the fair started.
So it became my task, for whatever odd reason, to find that out. So a lot of microfilm reading later, finally found where it started in 1871.
Honoring her longtime volunteer service, the Thurston County Commissioners appointed Shipley to the Fair Board for life. It's now the Ann Shipley Lifetime Achievement Award. How did she end up on the Fair Board?
It was all about the kids. So I had 6 kids. I lived in Oakland, California, so there wasn't any 4-H there. And I'd always wanted to be, and I couldn't, so the kids were going to be. And so when they were old enough, there wasn't a chapter on my side of town, so there we are, there I was. So when they grew up and grew out of it, then I switched over to the Fair Board.
Shipley began volunteering at the Thurston County Fair in the 1970s with the 4-H Still Life program, and has been a superintendent in every category of the fair since then. She's held every office on the Fair Board, including president. Shipley also makes a scrapbook every year to document each fair from before the fair starts until it ends. She is credited for bringing a special location to the fair for parents who need to change diapers, feed their children, or simply need a break. She also headed an effort to build a play area for the youngest of children at the fair. Every year, Shipley creates a fresh version of the Thurston County Fair Museum, which displays historic fair artifacts and memorabilia. Shipley plans to remain on the Fair Board for another 4 years, and in that time, she hopes to rebuild some of the fair barns that were built in the 1950s and are run down. Shipley's fellow Fair Board members praised her for her dedication to the fair.
A lot of things around here wouldn't be done if it wasn't for Ann's creative mind and thinking outside the box of what we need, like the playground. She said, it's not fair that the little kids that come don't have a place to be because they can't be on the rides. So we all got together and found the little red church, and we turned it into the little red schoolhouse, and now there's all kinds of toys and a big sandbox and just a wonderful place for the younger kids to go.
I'm Jeff Chu for I-Fiber One News.